Hey, Parker, what's been on your mind lately? You seem a little off. Yeah, man, I'm just going through it right now. I can't stop thinking about Monica. Oh, what happened? We actually met in medical school, which was pretty cool. At first, everything was great. I mean, she was smart, beautiful, and had this energy that just drew me to her. I was so in love with her, I could barely contain myself. As our relationship grew, we supported each other through everything. When her sister tragically passed, I was there for her every step of the way. It was one of the most difficult times in her life, but I did everything I could to help her through it. It sounds like you were meant for each other. So what happened next? Then, when I lost my medical career due to unforeseen circumstances, she was my rock. I was devastated, but she reminded me that I was more than just my career. Her support helped me find my footing again. It sounds like you two had a really strong connection. We did everything together, even lifting weights. It was something we both enjoyed, and it was a great way for us to bond. I remember how amazing it felt to be so close to her during those workouts. All in all, our relationship was filled with ups and downs, but the closeness we shared was truly amazing. But what happened? About 2 weeks ago, things started getting a little rocky between us. She said she needed some space and wanted to take a break. I didn't want to lose her, so I agreed as long as she promised not to sleep with anyone else. Wait, what? But guess what? I found out that while I was out of town for work, she went ahead and slept with someone else. And here's the kicker. It was a sugar daddy. Can you believe it? I was completely blindsided. I mean, I knew we were having some issues, but I never thought she'd go that far. It felt like a punch to the gut. I trusted her, and she went behind my back like that. Why would she do that? I have no idea. I was so hurt and confused when I found out about my girlfriend's sugar daddy. I mean, I paid for everything in our relationship, so she definitely didn't need the money. It made me wonder what she was really after. I couldn't just sit there and stew in my emotions, so I had to see it with my own eyes. I waited for her at the spot she said she would be, and lo and behold, I saw the guy pick her up after they had love in a freaking parking lot. I couldn't believe it. Oh my God! Honestly, I was so angry and hurt that I even threatened to tell his wife if he ever contacted her again. I mean, who does that? It was a messy situation, and I was just trying to figure out how I got caught up in all of it. Looking back on it now, I can't believe how much drama there was, but in the moment, it felt like my world was falling apart. It took me a while to pick up the pieces and move on, but I eventually did. Man, I'm so sorry. That must have been really tough. Yeah, it was. Man, it still hurts to think about Monica and everything that went down between us. I mean, I gave her everything I had. My time, my love, my money, and she just threw it all away. Hey, don't think like that. You did everything you could for her. Sometimes people just make bad choices. It's not your fault. Thanks, man. I know it might sound crazy, but even after everything that happened, I still love Monica. I mean, I know she messed up big time, but there's just something about her that I can't shake. What do you mean? In my heart, I know I want to build a family with her someday. I can picture us growing old together and watching our kids play in the backyard. It's a beautiful dream, and I don't want to give up on it just yet. That's why I made the difficult decision to forgive her. It wasn't easy, and it took a lot of soul-searching and conversations with trusted friends and family. But ultimately, I decided that I didn't want to live with regret. I didn't want to wonder, what if, for the rest of my life? Whoa, man, are you serious? Of course, forgiveness doesn't mean that everything is magically okay now. We still have a lot of work to do if we want to make things right, but I'm willing to put in the effort if it means we can have a future together. Who knows? Maybe this is just a bump in the road that will make our relationship even stronger in the end. Forgive her after she betrayed you. You are obviously crazy, but good luck to you. You know, I really believe in our relationship and the potential for us to make it work. That's why I made the decision to give Monica another chance. I told her that I forgive her about a week ago, but if I'm being honest, the thoughts still haunt me. It's hard to let go of something that hurt me so deeply. Sometimes I wonder if I'll ever be able to truly move on from it. I wish you success with this, although I don't understand your point of view. Thank you. Yeah, hello. You were right. It was a stupid idea to forgive Monica. What happened? It's crazy how things can change so quickly in a relationship. After I forgave Monica, we actually started doing really well for a while. She seemed genuinely remorseful for what she did, and we even got a dog together. It felt like we were moving forward in a positive direction. It's always like that, the first time. But then things started to take a turn again. She started to bringing up the idea of engagement every week, and it started to feel like she was pressuring me into something I wasn't ready for. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love her, and I can picture a future with her. But the timing just didn't feel right. Begins. To make matters worse, she eventually gave me an ultimatum. Propose to her, or she would be thrown out when she entered residency in California. It was a lot of pressure to put on someone, and it felt like she was trying to manipulate me into doing something I wasn't ready for. I tried to talk to her about it and explain my concerns, but it felt like she wasn't really listening. She was so focused on the idea of marriage that she couldn't see how her ultimatum was affecting me. That's a lot of pressure. Yeah, it was. So, I eventually caved and proposed to Monica. We ended up moving to California together, but it hasn't been all sunshine and rainbows, let me tell you. One of the biggest challenges has been our work schedules. I work remotely, which means I'm home a lot. I thought it would be a good thing. After all, I could take care of things around the house and be there for her when she got home from work. But something didn't suit her. Yeah, it ended up causing some resentment on her part. She was working crazy long hours at the hospital, and I think she felt like I wasn't doing my fair share. It was tough because I genuinely wanted to help and support her in any way I could. But it felt like we were on different wavelengths. That's a lot of work. Did you guys ever talk about how you were feeling? We tried, don't get me wrong, but it always seemed like Monica was too busy with work to really have a meaningful conversation. Communication is key in any relationship. At the time, I didn't want to add any more stress to her plate. I figured she had enough on her mind already, and the last thing she needed was more pressure from me, but now I realized that avoiding important conversations only made things worse in the long run. Did you have any support system in California? Not really. Moving to a new place can be tough, especially when you don't have any friends or family nearby. That's exactly what happened to me when I moved to California with Monica. It was just the two of us and our dog, and it was a lot to handle. That's a tough situation to be in. Did you notice any other signs that something was off? Yeah, it's funny how little things can sometimes turn into big issues in a relationship. Take the engagement ring that I gave Monica, for example. After a while, she stopped wearing it. When I asked her about it, she said that the patients at the hospital were hitting on her because it was such a cute ring. This is such a dumb excuse. At the time, I didn't think much of it, but looking back on it now, I realized that I should have taken it as a red flag. It's not like she couldn't wear the ring on a necklace or something if it was really that big of an issue. To be fair, she did offer to wear a smaller silicone ring if I bought it for her, but for whatever reason, I never followed through on that. I guess I just didn't see it as a priority at the time. And what happened between you then? When was the peak point? Man, I'll never forget the feeling I had when I went home for Christmas and Monica started acting strange. It was like something was off, but I couldn't quite put my finger on it. She wouldn't pick up the phone at night, and it would take her hours to reply to my messages. I remember feeling so confused and frustrated, like, what was going on? I understand your feelings. Then, when I got back to California, she dropped a shock on me. She admitted to cheating on me with someone she met at work. I couldn't believe it. It was like my whole world came crashing down around me. Oh no, that's terrible. Yeah, it was pretty bad. When Monica told me about cheating on me, it felt like my world had been turned upside down, and the details of what happened just made it all the worse. I'm shocked by this. Apparently, she had gone on 3 dates with this guy from work. I mean, I knew they were close, but I had no idea it was anything more than friendship. And then the last date, the one that she didn't tell me about, ended with unprotected love at his house? Wow, that's a lot to take in. And to make matters worse, this happened the day before we were supposed to sign a new lease together. It was like she was already planning on moving on without me. Did you confront the guy she cheated with? Yeah, I called him up. And you know what? He didn't even know I existed. Monica had lied to him and told him that she wasn't married. Can you believe that? She had been carrying on an affair with this guy for who knows how long, and he had no idea that she was even in a committed relationship. That's so messed up. And how did things develop? I'll never forget the moment when Monica tried to reconcile with me after cheating on me. It was a tough decision, but ultimately, I just couldn't bring myself to forgive her. I needed time to process everything and figure out what I wanted. What is there to think? These relationships should have ended immediately, even during the first betrayal. Maybe. But then, just as we were starting to sort things out, she went out with her friends to a nightclub, and her affair partner ended up being there by accident. She told me that they only kissed, but something just felt off. It was like every time I started to trust her again, something would happen to make me doubt her all over again. That's really tough to hear. And then what happened? When Monica cheated on me and then tried to tell me that she wasn't attracted to me anymore, I knew that it was time to call it quits. I just couldn't be with someone who didn't value me or our relationship. But things didn't end there. After we broke up, I found out that she had been lying to her lover about leaving me. It was like she had no remorse for what she had done and was just moving on to the next thing without a care in the world. Oh man, I was so angry that I ended up calling all of our acquaintances, her parents, and even her employer to tell them what had happened in full detail. I didn't hold anything back. I wanted everyone to know the truth about what kind of person she really was. Is this some kind of revenge? I think yes. To my surprise, everyone was in shock. They couldn't believe that she had been cheating on me and lying to everyone around her. Her dad was so angry that he even deprived her of her inheritance and all her money. And to top it off, she was fired from her job and evicted from her apartment. It was a harsh lesson for her to learn, yeah, but I couldn't feel sorry for her. She had made her bed and now she had to lie in it. How can you do this to me? We've been in a long-term relationship, and now you're taking over and ruining my life. You are a terrible person. Am I really ruining your life? Are you serious now? Yes, I have lost my friends, my parents, and even my boyfriend abandoned me. Furthermore, I lost my job. How can I live now? Oh, so your boyfriend left you? You don't even bother hiding that he was your boyfriend. Listen, live your life as you want. Your life no longer concerns me. Ugh, I've done so much for you, and you have done such a terrible thing. What have you done? Betrayed me? Oh, how boring and disgusting you are. I'm just trying to match your level. Oh, well, we are not together anymore. Okay, bye, Monica.